Thank you, Michael Brewer, the voice of the Voris Compact Touring Series. Upcoming next, it is the Midwest Modifieds Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking. My name is Matt Preer from the Performance Racing Network. Out of Westerville, Ohio, it is an honor and a privilege to be back here in the southern Indiana hills, here at Salem Speedway, fueled by the Hoosier Lottery. This is race number 4 of the 2024 racing season for the Midwest Modifieds Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking. This is the United Mechanical 40. This is also event number 2, the King of the High Banks Triple Crown Series, presented by Mays Tire and Service Center. And so far this weekend, every single time the open wheel warriors have hit the high banks, Chuck Barnes Jr. has been on the top of the charts. 3 practice sessions yesterday, 2 practice sessions earlier today, and then a little while ago, Chuck Barnes Jr. annihilating the modified track record of 17,332, average speed 115.278 miles per hour. The Midwest Modifieds Tour, the Open Wheel Warriors, the fastest cars on the property here today.
Race fans, we're in pit lane, and this is round 2 of the King of the High Banks Challenge. Of course, we are with J.J. Schaefer in the number 68 Midwest Modified. So is this your first time racing at Salem, or do you have any experience racing on these legendary high banks?
No, it's my second time in a modified here, and I've raced street stock here several occasions in the firecracker and Halloween stuff. So, but this is my second time in a mod here.
Nice. Were you able to make practice yesterday?
Nope. I had to work yesterday, so.
Don't we all have to pay for race cars somehow? We really do appreciate you coming out here to Salem Speedway for this round 2 of the King of High Banks Challenge. What are your thoughts on this track versus some of the other tracks you race on?
It's different. It's fun. It's kind of like Winchester. I've ran Bristol with the street stocks, but this has kind of got its own unique layout. I mean, you got smoother down in 3 and 4, and you got rough down in 1 and 2. So I mean, you gotta find your line out here. So
we hear there's several lines around Salem.
Yes, there's several lines around Salem.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite one?
Whatever one goes fast.
That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what's your history in racing? How long have you been racing?
So I'm actually second generation of my dad. My son over here is going to be the 3rd generation, starting here in actually a couple weeks. But this is a big family ordeal. I've been racing for, I don't know, probably 15 years or so. I mean, I started in go-karts back in the day, and then I moved into a truck when the short track truck series was around. And then my dad and I built our own street stock. Then we ended up building another street stock and kind of gotten out of the street stock game a little bit. Still have my street stock, but we've just kind of gotten the mod game and running the mods now. And we're running for Rookie of the Year this year with the Midwest guys. So it's fun. I really enjoy the mods a lot over the street stocks. I mean, the street stocks are fun to get in and manhandle them and stuff, but I've had a lot more fun in the mod deal nowadays.
It does carry a little bit more speed.
Yes, it carries a lot more speed, but that's what makes it a lot more fun too.
Well, that's awesome. Who on the car would you like to say thanks to?
I got a lot of people I want to say thanks to. HRP Construction, Walker's Heavy Equipment, Bremen CarQuest, Birch Frank and Associates, J3 Graphics and Designs, my mom and dad, they're a big help. Tony Stewart Drywall, Columbia City Nutrition, I'm gonna go Race Engines for the power under the hood, Jonathan Martin Racing for all his knowledge and help, Kyle Jones Racing Shocks, or Shocks by Kyle Jones, I should say. He's been a big help in our game over the last couple years. So Legacy Towing, I can't forget them. I think that pretty much covers it as far as the cars, and my wife and my son for letting me do this.
Well, that's awesome. And on behalf of Salem Speedway, we appreciate you bringing this beautiful 68 machine out here to race round 2 of the King of the High Banks Challenge here on these legendary high banks with Salem Speedway. Best of luck to you and the team.
Thank you.
Here on Kids Night here at Salem Speedway, we're certainly a privilege to be a part of it.
Race fans, we're back again down in pit lane, this time with the number 26D Jason Drew, Midwest Modified. Jason, you were at round 1, Bristol Motor Speedway. Round 1 of the King of the High Banks Challenge. How did it go for you and the team down there?
Well, it was my first time racing a high bank track, so it didn't go as planned. Little nerves. Qualified 42nd out of 50, 60 cars, whatever was there. So I didn't feel like I was that disappointing, but it was a good experience and ready to hit it again this week.
That's awesome. Now tell us about your experience here at Salem Speedway. Do you have any experience on the legendary high banks?
YouTube, watching some videos. Never been here before, watched some videos. Doesn't seem as intimidating as Bristol driving in here, but I haven't had my car on the track yet. So,
well, this is going to be awesome for the fans. The fans love watching new drivers and new folks on the track. So you got rookie drivers or rookies to the track. You don't sound like a rookie driver. Tell us about your history in racing.
It's been 29 years of racing. Started in a typical street stock and finally moved to modifieds. Gosh, I don't even remember when. Back early 2000s, and have stuck with it. This car is a Howe car, 2009 Howe car. It's had a couple little mishaps, have been fixed up, but runs good. Won some, probably about 10 features. Won a main event series feature back when the main event late models had their big deal. I won the modified portion there back in 2015 at Sandusky Speedway. And Lorraine Speedway is my home track right now, just about 15 minutes up the road normally there in Ohio. So I'm ready to go.
Well, that's awesome. Fell in love with the speed, moved into a modified car. Tell us about this beautiful 26D machine. Who would you like to say thanks to?
Thanks to my dad and my wife. Don't really have any sponsors on the car this year. My engine builder does me pretty good. Kofel's Place out of Huron, Ohio. He makes me some pretty good horsepower. Drag racer at heart, but he does some pretty good work with the circle track stuff. So everybody always tells me if you take some horsepower away, you might run faster. And I'm like, I got a right foot. I can always just lift a little. So car's an 09 Howe car. I re-clipped it myself 1 year on the rear of the car. It's been clipped at Howe once. So it's been around for a little bit. I do all the work on it. My dad helps me out when he can. And my wife puts up with me. At least it's in the garage at home now instead of at my dad's place, which is a little further away. But we're all good to go, ready to have some fun. Keep it all in one piece and roll it back in the trailer.
Well, that's awesome. And on behalf of Salem Speedway, we really appreciate you bringing this beautiful 26D modified machine out here. Jason Drew, round 2, King of the High Banks Challenge here at the legendary High Banks of Salem Speedway.
As being the Economy Auto Parts Fast Qualifier, Chuck Barnes Jr. then drew an inversion redraw of a 7. What that means is that the top 7 qualifiers then redrew for their starting spots. And starting on the front row, it'll be Danny Jackson and Andy Booten, your front row. As for Chuck Barnes Jr., he then redrew a 4. He will start outside of row number 2 in tonight's United Mechanical 40. Engines are firing up, and as soon as they do, we'll meet the starting lineups. And the field will move out, and here we go. Starting on the pole, 2021 Midwest Modified Tour champion, the Larson Group, Howe Racing Enterprises number 5 from Springfield, Ohio. Danny Jackson will start on the pole. Alongside him, the JD Embroidery Burke & Nestor Race Cars number 7 from Huntington, West Virginia. Andy Booten will go outside of row number 1. Inside of row number 2, your defending Midwest Modified Tour champion and current points leader, the Dennis Craft Construction Burke & Nestor Race Cars number 7 from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Matt Dimmitt will start in 3rd. Alongside him, Economy Auto Parts Fast Qualifier, the United Mechanical Circle Track Warehouse, number 55, from Louisville, Kentucky, Chuck Barnes Jr., outside of row number 2. Inside of row number 3, the Chill AF Burke & Nestor Race Cars, number 24, making the 9-hour haul from Petoskey, Michigan, the 24 of Buddy Gray will start inside of row number 3. Alongside him, the Ed Martin Automotive Group, Dak Jim Sims Chassis, number 26, from Nicetown, Indiana, Jeff Lane. Inside of row number 4, the Hudson Manufacturing Machine Shop, Burke & Nestor Race Cars, 00, from Owensboro, Kentucky, it's Brett Hudson. Alongside him, 2013 Midwest Modified Tour champion, the Nestor Farms, Burke & Nestor Race Cars, number 12, from Fort Wayne, Indiana, that is Tim Burkett. Inside on row number 5, the all-time winningest driver in Tour history, 2015 Tour South Division champion, the Wheeler Trucking, Burke & Nestor Race Cars, number 11, from Hamilton, Indiana, Brian Nestor will go inside on row number 5. Alongside him, making his Midwest Modified Tour debut, the Maston & Kane Warehousing, Burke & Nestor Race Cars, number 20, from Greenfield, Indiana, Dalton Connor. Inside our row number 6, the Tongue Speed Shop, Birkenester Race Cars number 2 from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Billy Hudson. Alongside him, the Mays Transfer and Contracting Birkenester Race Cars number 93 from Salt Rock, West Virginia, Thomas Mays. Starting inside of row number 7, your current inline 2 Rookie of the Year points leader, the Wakarusa Heavy Equipment Sales and Rental FLF Race Cars number 68 from Bremen, Indiana, J.J. Schaefer will go inside of row number 7. Alongside him, the Fed Up Transportation Howe Racing Enterprise number 26 from North Ridgeville, Ohio, that is Jason Drew. Inside, scheduled to go inside of row number 8, the BJ's Bar and Grill, Birkenester Race Cars number 4 from Coyle, Michigan, that's Jason Congdon. Alongside him, the Lando's Custom and Collision Ellis Race Cars number 79 from Cumberland, Indiana, Dave Cumby. Inside of row number 9, the Jenkins Auto Repair Professionals, Genco Chassis number 55 from Greenfield, Indiana, Phil Jenkins. And alongside him, the Joe Beard & Sons Septic and Drain Service, Sapricone Chassis number 19 from Rockport, Indiana, that is Dave White. Scheduled to go, unable to answer the call, the 05 of Greg Fullerton, scratch for the weekend, engine problems. The number 12 of Dave Nestor, out for the weekend, mechanical issues. And the number 16 of Scotty Lamp out of Davison, Michigan, also out with engine issues. 21 cars from 6 different states came to Salem Speedway this weekend. 18 will take the green flag here in the United Mechanical 40. We'll get the field doubled up. Danny Jackson, the Springfield, Ohio veteran, former Winchester 400 pole award winner, former ARCA Truck Series champion, will start on the pole alongside last weekend's feature winner over at Ona Speedway in Ona, West Virginia, two-time champion at his home track, Andy Booten in the 7X machine. And 2 heavy hitters in that row number 2, defending tour champion Matt Dimmitt in the white and black number 7 alongside Chuck Barnes Jr. in the 55. He'll start outside of row number 2. Your chief starter on the flag stand from Angola, Indiana. Please welcome Leo Schwer. As we get ready to go, what we want you to do is we want you to stand up. We want you to get up. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. The Open Wheel Warriors of the Midwest Modifieds Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking. The fastest cars on the property, set to go 40 laps here in the historic Southern Indiana Hills, a Salem Speedway fueled by the Huger Lottery. Danny Jackson, Andy Booten, row 1. Matt Dimmitt, Chuck Barnes Jr., row 2. Buddy Gray, Jeff Lane, row 3. Brett Hudson, Tim Burkett, row 4. Brian Nestor, Dalton Connor, row 5. Billy Hudson, Thomas Mays, row 6. J.J. Safer, Jason Drew, row 7. Jason Congdon, Dave Cumby, row 8. Phil Jenkins, David White, row 9. Jason Congdon elects to start scratching the field. It's in the hand of Danny Jackson. Andy Booten to lead him out of turns 3 and 4. Chief starter Wheel Schwer, the green flag in hand, and we are racing. Danny Jackson will lead the field into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Here comes Matt Dimmitt in a hurry. Battle between the pair of number 7 cars. Matt Dimmitt in the white and black 7. Andy Booten in the purple number 7. Leader lap 1. It's going to be Danny Jackson. Chuck Barnes Jr. right where he started in 4. He's got a back bumper full of Buddy Gray. Here comes Brett Hudson as well in the 00 just behind Gray as they make their way out of turn number 4. As Booten and Barnes battle for third, the battle is for the race lead. Danny Jackson in the orange number 5. Here comes Matt Dimmitt in the 7 car. Your defending Midwest Modified Tour champion and current points leader, working on fellow former champion Danny Jackson. They make their way down the front stretch. Jackson, your race leader. Dimmitt is 2nd. Andy Booten is 3rd. Big battle for 4th between the 55 and Chuck Barnes Jr. The 24, Buddy Gray. Oh, we got trouble in the back stretch. Billy Hudson goes around just to the left of the scoreboard. Brings out the caution flag for the first time. And Billy Hudson, heavy cosmetic damage on the right rear of that Tongue Speed Shop Birkenester Race Cars number 2. Trouble for Hudson, the 42-year-old from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Normally see him in a template late model, 3-time CRA Late Model Sportsman Series champion. Making a rare start in the modifieds. Brings out the caution flag for the first time. And while that was going on, Dave Cumby pulled in the infield. Tough break for the Cumberland, Indiana driver, the number 79. Did get 3 laps completed, 37 laps to go. Tough break for Billy Hudson in the number 2 machine. Second start of 2024, the Midwest Modified Tour. His only other appearance came at Bristol Motor Speedway back on April the 6th, a 16th place finish for the veteran out of Fort Wayne. As mentioned, a 3-time CRA Late Model Sportsman Series champion. His most recent title coming in 2021. Prior to that was also a champion in 2020, then go back to 2007 for Billy Hudson. 3 laps completed, 37 laps to go. Danny Jackson, your race leader in the number 5, as Jeff Lane pulls on the pit road. Jeff Lane, one of 4 double-duty drivers you're going to see a little bit later on the Gas CRA Street Stock Series event. Big 75-lap. We'll wrap things up here this evening. David White on pit road as well in the number 19 car. So a lot of action early. Also, Phil Jenkins is off the racetrack in the 55 machine. Jenkins, a familiar name to fans here at Salem Speedway, 2-time Halloween 200 winner back in 1995 and 1993. Also a 2016 CRA Street Stock Series champion. So a lot of action early here in the United Mechanical 40 for the Midwest Modifieds Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking. So a lot going on there on lap number 3. Billy Hudson tagging the backstretch wall in the number 2 machine. He's going off via the wrecker, while Dave Cumby, Phil Jenkins, and David White have all pulled onto pit road, as well as Jeff Lane, as Hudson's car gets towed away. Tough break for the 42-year-old driver from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Mentioned 6 different states represented. Of course, Indiana, the most represented, with 10 teams from the Hoosier State. Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Missouri all represented here today in the United Mechanical 40. Danny Jackson's your leader in the 5. The 7 of Matt Dimmitt riding second. The 7X of Andy Booten is third. 55 of Chuck Barnes Jr. is 4. 24 Buddy Gray rounding at the top 5. Then you got Brett Hudson in 6 in the 00. Tim Burkett 7th in the 12. Brian Nestor 8th in the 11. Dalton Connor making his Midwest Modifieds Tour debut. He's one of those 4 drivers that'll be in the Gas CRA Street Stock feature later on tonight. He's running 9th, with Thomas Mays rounding out the top 10, the 93. Chuck Barnes Jr., Brett Hudson, Dalton Connor, Jeff Lane, all pulling double duty tonight with the Midwest Modifieds Tour, as well as with the Gas CRA Street Stocks. 1 to go, signal being given by Chief Starter Wheel Schwayer. Restart formats like this. The leader, in this case, the number 5 of Danny Jackson, have the option of choosing the inside lane. In this case, he chooses the inside. What lane he leaves open, the second place driver, in this case, the number 7 of Matt Dimmitt, must take the lane not occupied by your race leader. Then everyone else 2 by 2 behind him. And that is the Midwest Modifieds Tour restart procedure. Choose option not in play for the open wheel warriors of the Midwest Modifieds Tour. Now in their 36th season of competition, starting in 1989 as the old E-Mod series. Tonight marks the first appearance by the Midwest Modifieds Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking, here at Salem Speedway since June 6th of 2009, a span of 15 years and 2 days since the last time this tour was here at Salem Speedway. Back then, it was known as the USA Modified Series, for those of you fans that may remember. Pace truck will head down pit road. It's in the hands of a pair of former champions, Danny Jackson, Matt Dimmitt. Leads them on a turn 4. Green flag's out. We're back underway. Chuck Barnes Jr. has stayed right where he started in 4th as he battles with Andy Booten. Now he gets alongside of Booten, but the battle's for the race lead between Danny Jackson and Matt Dimmitt. Dimmitt riding around the high side. Give the lead to Matt Dimmitt on lap number 4. Matt Dimmitt, your defending Midwest Modifieds Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking champion and current points leader, out in front in his first ever appearance here at Salem Speedway. Andy Booten falling way back into the clutches of Brian Nestor. That is a battle for the 5th position. Booten was your outside pole sitter. Now he's got the all-time winningest driver in Tour history, Brian Nestor, right behind him as Buddy Gray fell back as well. Up front, Chuck Barnes Jr. and Brett Hudson battle for that final podium position in 3rd. But Matt Dimmitt has checked out of the number 7 machine. Danny Jackson in 2nd, about 10 car lengths ahead of the 55 of Chuck Barnes Jr. 7 laps completed for the number 7 of Matt Dimmitt. His last victory coming in the 18th annual Run for the Gun 50 at Winchester Speedway during Winchester 400 weekend. Dimmitt extending that lead. And Brian Nestor, Andy Booten continue to battle for that 5th position. Nestor now with the advantage, trying to bring Buddy Gray with him, and he does. Nestor to 5th, Gray to 6th. As Matt Dimmitt continues to show the way. Opening up that lead about a half second now. There you see the gap between him and Danny Jackson, with Chuck Barnes Jr. now starting to reel in Jackson as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. Barnes has left Brett Hudson behind, who is firmly informed as Tim Burkett has worked his way up into the 7th spot. He also disposes of Andy Booten. With a battle is for 2nd. Danny Jackson in the 5, Chuck Barnes Jr. in the 55. This time by 11 laps completed, 29 laps to go. Matt Dimmitt continues to show the way. Jason Congdon off the pace, the number 4 car. There you see him on the bottom of the racetrack as the leaders went by. Tough break for Jason Congdon, who has battled drivetrain issues all afternoon long. His first laps on the racetrack or during Economy Auto Parts qualifying, as the battle for 2nd continues between Danny Jackson and Chuck Barnes Jr. Barnes trying to figure out a way around Danny Jackson, one of the toughest drivers in the Midwest Modified Tour to pass. David White goes another lap down the 19. And Jackson and Barnes have closed the gap on Dimmitt. Brett Hudson is there as well, as Dimmitt had a little bit of trouble with the lap car. Barnes to the inside, gives 2nd spot to Chuck Barnes Jr. Now he'll set his sights on Matt Dimmitt. Three-eighths of the way through the United Mechanical 40. 15 laps completed, 25 laps to go. Chuck Barnes Jr. in 2nd, trying to reel in your race leader, Matt Dimmitt. Danny Jackson shuffled to 3rd. Brett Hudson now in his back bumper. The final podium position. Dimmitt has opened that gap again on your race leader, Chuck Barnes Jr. as Danny Jackson and Brett Hudson continue to battle for 3rd. Dimmitt making his way out of turn number 2. Has got about 10 car lengths on the 55 of Chuck Barnes Jr. Battle for third commences. Brett Hudson to the inside and Danny Jackson. But Jackson with the momentum on the high side. David White was the recipient of the black flag. His night is over. Tough break for the Rockport, Indiana driver. Jackson hanging on to third as we approach the halfway point. 19 laps completed, 21 to go. Matt Dimmitt took the lead from Danny Jackson on lap 4. He's led the whole way ever since. Chuck Barnes Jr. slowly closing the gap again on Matt Dimmitt. There's the gap as we're halfway home. 20 in, 20 to go. Matt Dimmitt with 4 career wins in the Midwest Modifieds Tour, all of them coming on half miles or bigger. 2 of those coming at the legendary high banks of Winchester Speedway, 1 of them at Toledo Speedway, and 1 of them at the now defunct Bearfield Speedway. And they negotiate around the lap car. Jason Drew, battle for third continues as the battle for the lead about to commence out of turn number 4. 2 great battles on the left screen. It is a battle for the race lead between the 7 of Matt Dimmitt and the 55 of Chuck Barnes Jr. On the right side, Brett Hudson now has finally got past Danny Jackson, put Hudson in the third. Matt Dimmitt finished second at Bristol Motor Speedway in the first King of the High Banks Triple Crown Series event. Chuck Barnes Jr. finished 4th in that event. As Kyle Purvis was sandwiched between Dimmitt and Barnes. Not only is it a battle for the race lead, this is a battle for the points lead in the King of the High Banks Triple Crown Series. As they negotiate around, J.J. Schaefer, your inline 2 Rookie of the Year points leader. 25 laps completed, 15 to go. Matt Dimmitt has got Chuck Barnes Jr. following in his tire tracks around the legendary high banks here at Salem Speedway, fueled by the Hoosier Lottery. Chuck Barnes Jr. has won in just about everything he's ever driven here at Salem Speedway, but not yet in a modified. This is only his 3rd career start with the Open Wheel Warriors. There's the gap between your first and second place. Matt Dimmitt in the 7, the defending Midwest Modified Tour champion and current points leader. Chuck Barnes Jr., who has won everything this weekend in the Midwest Modified Tour. 3 practice sessions yesterday, 2 today, and the Economy Auto Parts Fast Qualifier Award. Jeff Lane calls it tonight, the 26th car, tough break, the Knightstown, Indiana veteran. And Chuck Barnes Jr. up in smoke in the 55. Your Economy Auto Parts Fast Qualifier. Smoke pouring from the headers of that United Mechanical number 55. Tough break for Barnes. His night is over. And now Matt Dimmitt has got a 4-second lead over Brett Hudson. Matt Dimmitt, with 9 laps to go, has a 3/4 of a straightaway on Brett Hudson. Put Danny Jackson to 3rd, Brian Nestor 4th, Buddy Gray 5th. Matt Dimmitt continues to show the way, looking for his first win of 2024 in the Midwest Modified Tour. He does have a feature win in weekly competition. up at Owasso Speedway in Ovid, Michigan. Two second-place finishes this season in defense of his championship. But don't sleep on Brett Hudson, who has closed the gap, now just 2.5 seconds behind the 7 of Matt Dimmitt. This time by 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go for Matt Dimmitt in the 7 car. Brett Hudson in 2nd. Danny Jackson 3rd. Brian Nestor 4th. Buddy Gray is 5th. Tim Burkett, Dalton Connor, Thomas Mays, Andy Booten, J.J. Schaefer, your top 10. Dimmitt out of turn number 4. Hudson now out of 4. The gap shrinks to 1.4 seconds. It was 2.5 seconds, 2 laps ago. Brian Nestor closing it on the 11 machine. Tough break for the all-time winningest driver in Tour history. That is a dagger to the driver, 3rd in the points. Matt Dimmitt trying to put real estate and lap traffic between himself and Brett Hudson. 38 laps completed, 2 laps to go. The next time by, Matt Dimmitt will see the white flag from Chief Starter Wheel Schwer. White flag to be displayed. 1 lap to go for Matt Dimmitt. Your defending Midwest Modified Tour Powered by Wheeler Trucking champion and current points leader. Hudson's closing the gap, but may run out of time. On turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Matt Dimmitt wins the United Mechanical 40. Brett Hudson 2nd. Danny Jackson 3rd. Buddy Gray comes home in 4th. And go to Tim Burkett, who rounds out the top 5. One caution flag for the Midwest Modified Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking. Nice round of applause for the Open Wheel Warriors. First appearance in 15 years here at Salem Speedway.
And kiddos, while Matt is headed down for the interviews, you can go on and make your way to the line to the on-track gate. Those 2-seater rides coming up absolutely free. So if you're interested, make your way to the on-track gate, please. Matt Pryor is going to head down to Red Ball Recycling Victory Lane.
Pardon me. Holy crap. I'll get it. He is your defending Midwest Modified Tour Powered by Wheeler Trucking champion. He is your current points leader in the overall points. And now he takes the lead in the King of the High Banks Triple Crown Series points. Dennis Craft Construction. Burkett Nestor Race Cars. AXT Engineering. Rocket Fabrication and Suspension. Some of the sponsors. On the side of your winner, Matt Dimmitt. Matt, you and I talked earlier today in the pit area. This being your first, it's something very rare, your first ever appearance at a place like this, Salem Speedway, fueled by the Hoosier Lottery. We talked, I asked you what you think of the track. You had some words that we can't mention, but it's all right. Now, how do you feel about Salem Speedway?
It's awesome. Just like Winchester, if there was a weekly series here, I'd be here. There's a few of us, we're just that kind of nuts.
From yesterday to today's practice, the qualifying to the feature, what were you able to figure out about these legendary high banks?
Just trying to get around it. I think we ran more laps than anybody here, and I mean, obviously, I chased Chuck all weekend, and just trying to figure it out. You know, I think anything, you know, semi will go through 3 and 4, but to get through 1 and 2, it takes a whole lot. Nice run. It takes a whole lot to get through there, and the line is so touchy, and it's tricky.
You open up the points lead in the overall chase for the Midwest Modifieds Tour Championship, which you are defending as a defending champion. You take the lead in the King of the High Banks Triple Crown Series points. The last race there is at a place you're very familiar with, Winchester Speedway, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, Winchester's just like this, though. It's if you don't respect it, it's going to get you. So it's anything can happen. We'll just go in there and do our best and see what happens.
And the stars seem to all align. The next race for the Midwest Modifieds Tour overall is at another place you've won at, Toledo Speedway. Tell us about all the sponsors. Tell us about everyone that makes this happen for you.
This Dennis Kraft has done so much for me that I can't thank him enough. Brian Nestor and Burkett Nestor Race Cars, Axe Enterprise, Roger Axe here tonight, Cornwall Tools, Castle Centuron, Platte Show Pigs, Victory Industrial Cleaning, Aaron Platt Contracting, Getaway Layaway Vacation. Got to thank Deb for my hotel. Black Road Designs, they did all of our apparel. I'm missing some here, and this I'd like to dedicate this win to my mom. Mom, I know you're home watching. This one's for you.
Matt Dimmitt, your winner of the United Mechanical 40 for the Midwest Modifieds Tour. Runner-up effort for Owensboro, Kentucky's Brett Hudson, the 00 machine. And Brett, it's hard to say. There's always the what if, but it's hard with maybe another 5 laps, maybe another couple laps. Could you got up there and maybe have something for Matt?
I would have taken one more lap, but yeah, or not to redraw the highest number in the redraw. That would have helped too. But you know, we struggled with this thing all day yesterday and all morning this morning. Threw some stuff at it. We went back to what we practiced with months ago, and just second is great, but second sucks, you know. But, I'll take it.
We can count on one hand and probably have fingers left over how many times you've raced a modified. But this is Salem Speedway where you've turned thousands of laps. How much of that did you take with you or bank on to make yourself so successful in a modified?
It definitely helped yesterday when it was all these guys' first time up here. You know, me and Chucky were half second faster than anybody else, but you know, these guys run these things every year and all year long. I knew they would figure it out. I knew Matt and Brian, and then I guess he hit the wall yesterday, and he was putting his car together yesterday, last night, beside the trailer. So these guys are all good, and they'll all figure it out. You give it time, but I think just maybe trying to pass some guys is where, you know, the experience that I got helped out a little bit.
I know, Brett, you got another race to run here in just a little bit, but tell us about those sponsors. Everyone makes this happen for you.
First off, my mom and dad, Hudson Machine Shop, Fisher's Key Stop and Towing, Kelly Trucking, Spec Racing Engines, Embry Maintenance and Repair, D&J Auto Parts, Brian Nestor, Burkett Nestor Race Cars, and all my crew guys here and family watching.
Brett, great job. Congratulations. Brett Hudson, second place tonight. Third place, led the first few opening laps, led the first 3 laps. 2021 Midwest Modifieds Tour champion Danny Jackson. Final position on the podium in third, and Danny led some laps. You do the best possible start starting on the pole, but you were able to stay with these guys. You stayed on the podium. A good day for this Larson Group number 5.
Well, it is a good day considering how yesterday started on lap 1 down there. I broke a right front shock mount going in a corner on lap 1 of practice and pretty much knocked the whole right side off of it. So thanks to Matt Dimmitt for welding my shock bracket back on last night. But thanks to my dad, Dennis, my dad and Dennis for all the work they did back here yesterday and at the trailer last night to get this thing back together. And with limited practice for me today, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy.
One of the few guys here, if I'm not mistaken, that's had experience here at Salem Speedway. Was that beneficial to you as the laps continue to progress in this feature?
You know, it's been at least 12 years since I was here, and the old girl's changed so much. Some ways to the good and some ways not so good. But it's yeah. I mean, to just with limited practice today, I knew where I had to be and what I was looking for in my car, and we worked to get it better. We got it better all day long. The race was the best it was. It just wasn't good enough for these guys.
Tell us about the marketing partners, everyone who makes it happen for you.
Yeah, I got to thank TLG, the Larson Group. I got to thank Red Bank Transport. I want to say hi to my family in Ohio and my family in Springfield, Missouri. Special hello to my wife. She's going through a tough time right now, and I can't wait to get home and see her and my two wonderful kids, Madison and Colton.
Danny Jackson, final position on the podium in third. On behalf of all of us for the Midwest Modifieds Tour, powered by Wheeler Trucking, we can't thank you enough for the hospitality here at Salem Speedway. Our next event will be 20 days from today, Friday, June 28th at Toledo Speedway in Toledo, Ohio, another historic half-mile high banks. The final race of the King of High Banks Triple Crown Series, Labor Day Monday, September 2nd, up at Winchester Speedway. On behalf of all of us for the Midwest Modifieds Tour, for Brian Nestor, for Bud Gray III, for Amy Gray, Kylie Nestor, Damon Breedlove, Leo Schwayer, the entire management and staff. My name is Matt Preer of the Performance Racing Network. It's been an honor and a privilege to be back here at Salem Speedway. We'll turn things back over to the voice of Salem Speedway, Mr. Will Greenwell. Thank you so much.